Good afternoon. Here we are. The Valor Eagles taking on the PSD Stars, a rematch of the finals in the state championship last year. Stars, a great team. Saw this team in the Twisted Wrister first game of the season, and the Stars really handled the Eagles. But the Eagles beat the Stars as well in CPHL season. I think I read they lost something like 17 seniors or something. But that doesn't seem to faze them, because this team is fast and disciplined, and they play some great hockey. I especially remember watching the power play, and the power play is just tight. And given the opportunity, these Stars capitalize on that. So certainly will be a more formidable test than the Eagles had last night versus the Resurrection Christian Cougars. But if you match them up talent for talent, say certainly match up on the talent side. I still think Valor's getting their lines together and skating with their group, getting used to line mates and their teammates and what have you. And but whatever the case, it will be a great game. And let me get into the lines real quick. Very similar to last night. We've got the Fisher line with Sorensen and Maddox Charles. The Baker line with Bodine and Dawson Charles. The Purchase line with Deep and Sutter. Sutter coming off a 4-game performance last night. Good goals. That line really moved the puck pretty well. And then the fourth line will be Canapari centering that with Bevan and Tarbert on that line. In defense should look very familiar. We have Stanley and McKiddo. Second line is Majors and Gogol. Majors in for Foy. Foy, as you may recall from last night, went into the boards hard. I did check, he's not out of the lineup. He's actually skating with the junior varsity squad this afternoon. That might be a little bit of a rehab assignment or what, but good, he'll be on the ice and nothing permanent there. And then the final defensive line is Jackson King and Kane Coffey. In goal today will be Lucas Jordan. Another correction, I erroneously called Connor Gogol Matt Gogol. That is actually a former PGA golfer, Matt Gogol. So I corrected again Connor and called him his dad Matt. The dad would be Mike Gogol. So a little bit of a name challenge for me last night, but Connor Gogol, 14, skating with, I believe it's Tanner Majors, number 2. So anyway, just about to wind up this pre-game prep, and then we'll have the announcements and what have you, and then we'll get this game going. So I'll stay off the mic for a little bit, listen to the announcements, and pick it back up for puck drop. Don't worry about it. It's right here. Maybe intermission. Okay. Maybe intermission.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to South Suburban Sports Complex for tonight's 5A hockey match between the Disney Cougar School District and your Valor Christian Eagles. And now to introduce the visiting starters for the Cougar Stars. Starting at center, number 23, junior, Jordan Bliss. Starting at right wing, number 28, senior, Hayden Miller. Starting at left wing, senior, number 11, London Sabella. Starting at defense, number 7, senior, Eli Bracken. Starting at defense, number 18, senior, Adam Albert. Starting at net, number 1, senior, Tucker Lawrence. Cougar School District is coached by head coach Riley Nelson. And now the starters for your Valor Christian Eagles. Starting at center, number 27, junior Dave Fisher. Starting at 4, number 23, senior Max Strauss. Starting at 4, number 22, senior Hoyt Sorensen. Starting on defense, number 6, junior Jack McHugh. Starting on defense, number 16, sophomore Roger Stanley. And starting in net, number 33, junior Lucas Jordan. Valor Christian Eagles are coached by head coach George Wozniacki. At this time, I ask that you rise if you're able for an opening prayer by Hoyt Sorensen, followed by the playing of the national anthem.
All right, bow your heads and pray with me. Dear Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for allowing us to come this rink safely and giving us the chance to play for you. I pray that whatever we do, we glorify you and we have a safe ride home. In Jesus' name, amen.
And there you go, and with that, we'll get this game underway. I found interesting when they announced the starters for PSD, all 5 skaters were seniors and a senior goalie. And Valor with 2 seniors, Maddox and Hoyt, and the rest were juniors and sophomores. So some good younger players too on Valor, but there's no shortage of talent on that PSD team, I'll say that too. So here we go, get this one started. Coincidentally, PSD played against Resurrection Christian and they won 9-0 as well earlier this season, and PSD also took care of Monarch pretty easily, 4-2 or 5-2 earlier this season. So without further ado, let's drop the puck. Puck's drop, back to Hoyt. Hoyt wins it. Stanley to McKiddo. Kiddo up to Hoyt. Puck's a little bit loose in the neutral zone. PSD, little loose there. Sent in by Fish. Hoyt gives chase. PSD taps it. They can't quite get it out. Then they are able to kick it out. Kept in by Fisher. Good strip by Hoyt. Now Fisher with some speed gets in there. PSD gathers it up. Bodine runs into a kid in middle ice. That was almost dangerous for I don't know who, Bauer or the other kid, but fortunately everyone's okay. PSD comes out with it. McKiddo corrals it. We've had a switch over in lines. McKiddo makes the midline to Bodine. Center ice, can't quite gather it, gets shoved out of it, but now here comes PSD. New defenders are on, pitched in. Coffee gloves it. A little bit of a flip off the glove. Down in the corner, boys give chase. Shots gloved aside by the goalie. Dawson comes up with it, outlet pass to Bodine. He can't get there, it's kept in by PSD. Bodine shoves him into the ref. Coffee chips, oh no, Dawson chips it up, can't quite get it out. Skates around with it, does a little circle to Bodine. He chips it in, doesn't get in, gets blocked down. Good job by Dawson. Heads up play. Now he's one-on-one. Tries the shot. Deflected. Doesn't make it through. He's in alone as the change is happening. And now PSD comes out with it. Bothered by Deep. He flips it up. But here's PSD 2-on-2. Tries a little pass. Does the PSD player. Doesn't make it through. Deep ties him up along the boards. Teams feeling each other out here. Looks pretty evenly matched so far. Good speed on both sides. Kept in by PSD. Bodied off. Good play by Coffee. Oh, Sutter's a little late getting that puck. Needs to go a little faster. Had a great game last night, but you need him to step up with the speed and urgency there. Now it's just sent all the way out, and that'll be an ice by Coffee. Good heavy dose of D-zone there, so I think Coffee did the right play there of shoveling it out. Canapari line comes out with Bevan and Charbert. 14:43 left first, so a little more than 2 minutes have ticked off the clock. This time last night, Valor was up 2-0. Gogol sends along just out of Major's reach, sticks over it. Charbert plays it, but boys can't get it out. Man, they seem to struggle with this sometimes, but they do manage to get it out. But PSD rips it right back down in. Jordan plays it behind. He getting that is popped up in the air. Glove down by Canapari. Puck loose. Gogol gives battle. Several kids tied up. Canapari low. Dangerous play. Majors taps it out. Tarver a little late getting on that play. Shot wide and finally goes out of the zone. Courtesy of the play. They call for too many. Not really, because the play was nowhere near that. Fisher comes in. He plays it. Looked like a change of lines here. That was certainly dominant over the last two lines there. Fisher line's now out there. Here's PSD with some speed back behind the net. Hoyt gives some chase. Maddox sticks it. Here we have a 2-on-1, 3-on-1 if they race. Kid goes wide, not the best play, and they lose that man advantage. A suspect play. There's a kid wide open on the backside, tucked wide, a deflection. I think that was an Owens deflection there. PSD really controlling the play here, and that puck goes out of the zone. The captain can't keep it in. He sends it back out there. There's Fisher there, up to Sorensen, and he taps it in. Maddox Charles gives chase with some help from Fisher through the legs. Does pop out. Stanley chips it in. He's got to get it deeper than that, though. Just chips it barely over the blue line. That needs to go all the way back down to the boards. Now PSD controlling the play. Shot save, Jordan. There's his first good save. Some questionable defense there in front of the net. Really lacking any urgency. Now here's Hoyt. Still tries to pass to Maddox, who's still on the ice. Long shift for these guys. Short first one, but now they've been out here for a while. Oh, Stanley tries to play it back behind his own net, misplays that, tries to get it to Bodain, off of Bodain's body. Okay, Bodain's working with it now. Drop pass to Dawson. Oh, Bodain swing and miss at last second stick lift. A little bit of speed on the second line. Valor needs all 4 lines to be working really hard today. This second line here has some good speed. Need to play with some good urgency too to Bodain. Tips it up to Baker. Good little touch pass. Baker gets around 1. Backhands up to Dawson. Now we've got 2 on 5 though. Look at all these stars back. Baker ends up with the puck. Gets bodied down. All 3 forwards caught up in the corner. Needs a little bit better spacing. Comes up to Bodain. He backhands it in. Pretty good play. Baker, good job by Baker battling behind the net in time for a line change. Good work by Joey. Good physical play there and good stick work. Purchase line's now on there. King will play it to Coffey. Coffey rips it way too hard in the air, and that one goes for an ice. You like that cross-ice pass, but that was about 2 feet off the ice like it was a shot. Well, pretty good high-paced action here. 11:33 left in the first period. 5.5 minutes ticked off the clock and very few stoppages. Draws one by PSD. They control, work it down into the corner. They're going to work the cycle. Centering pass doesn't go through. Purchase comes out with it, doesn't get it out. Straight into the skates of the kid. And now PSD is working the puck around, deflected, kicked wide. Now PSD is just working the puck around. Majors gets there, D to D, and this is what we've seen plague. Oh my goodness, and Sutter pokes it back down into the corner. Not sure what was going on there. Shot saved by Jordan, and saved by Jordan again. Some questionable play there. I'm not so sure what I just saw there. But the inability to get the puck out of the D zone with any sort of structured breakout has plagued Valor. And we saw some just subtle passes back and forth that didn't connect. Canapari line out there now. Canapari working with Tarbert and Bevan. Draws one, controlled. McKittle with some speed breaks it out. Puck was a little bit loose. Now Bevan chips it in down. Oh, nope, he didn't get that into the corner. Here comes PSD the other direction. They send it down into the corner. And McKittle goes back behind the net. Let's see if we can get a structured breakout here. McKittle's going to skate it out. Leaves the puck, and nobody's there to pick it up. We've seen this before with PSD. They are so fast to close on pucks, and they're so hungry and aggressive on the pucks. We see that so far. PSD goes around, shot wide. Jordan had to make a little bit of a save there, but that puck was wide, and then we got our first penalty. I think that's going to be a cross-check in either McKittle or Canapari. Not sure. That is McKittle, I think, with the cross-check or a rough. So that's doubly bad, and then McKittle's one of the top defensemen and so good on the PK and cannot let these PSD Stars go on to the power play. They're so good on the power play, good speed and puck movement. So we'll see how the power penalty kill responds here. 10-11 left in the first period. And the Stars go on the first special teams activity of the game. Draws one back by Stars. They're going to work the perimeter. And look at the puck movement here. Shot goes wide, doesn't connect. Puck stays in the zone, and they're going to keep it in, rims it around. And here comes PSD working the puck around. Yeah, they set up the umbrella. And there, that's a great, oh my goodness, that was design play. Exactly what they were looking for. A pretty cool play, that design shot right off the goalie's pads. That kid was wide open on the back door and didn't score there, but that is some really good design play there. PSD is going to continue to work the puck around. 1:20 left on the power play. Good low shot again, looking for a deflection. And this is how you work the power play. The passes back and forth, tiring out these penalty killers. There's another shot saved by Jordan. And that is what you want to see on the power play. And Valor is up for the challenge on the penalty kill. So some really good work there on the PK. And that is a great power play with puck movement And those shots from the point, we saw that by Monarch, those shots that are low and soft from the point, making it easier for the deflections. They set it up again. They win the draw. Minute left. Save goal. A very structured power play, and hopefully the Valor Eagles can learn their lesson and stay out of the box and not take unnecessary penalties. And hopefully they can learn something from watching that power play. The puck movement, player-to-player puck movement, a lot of times you see Valor with that power play get selfish and just start ripping shots off whenever there's an open shot. So a lot of good things to learn from. Valor really good on the PK too, clogging the lanes, but we'll see how we can respond after PSD draws first blood. PSD controls again behind their own net. Very structured breakout. That'll end up as an ice though, so we'll go back the other direction. 8:53 left, first period. Stars leading 1-0 with a pretty good power play. You know, they won those draws and they worked the puck around the entire time. Fisher wins the draw, back to Hoyt. Hoyt up top to Gogol. Good puck movement here. Mattis gets a little bit tied up. Right on the blue line, some good ideas there, but just gets a little bit tied up. PSD comes through, gets the puck down in. Good body by Gogol, but the players stay with it. Hoyt, little drop pass to Fisher, tries to get it up to Maddox. Tried that structured breakout, sent all the way back down in. Hoyt gives chase. Now PSD with the breakout, intercepted by Maddox. Maddox surveying with some speed through the neutral zone. He's got a lane. Shot goes to that top corner, and that was open. Good save by that goalie. Good shot by Maddox, but pad save by the goalie. Yeah, this PSD team is what you expect to see. Very disciplined, even losing a lot of seniors. This next man up mentality is pretty good, sharp play. Baker line out there now with Bodine and Dawson Charles. King and Coffee on the blue line. Draws one back by PSD. They go for that stretch play. Knocked down by King. Good play there. There's Dawson to Baker. Baker with Bodine. Too late to look at that pass and passes it back to PSD. It was open there. I think Joey is a little late settling it down on the stick. Now he's got Bodine again open on the side. Needs to be much quicker to make that pass. Fished out by Bodine. He's covered by 4 guys. Now it's sent back down into the corner. Bodine gives chase. Baker on the other side. PSD just structured breakout. My goodness, the fundamentals and the simple systems, very effective. Coffee sends that stretch pass to Bodine. Now here comes PSD. Valor's caught in a little bit of the middle of the change. Intercepted by Sutter. Gets around one. He does make the zone. Sutter with some speed gets tied up. There's Deep with some support. Shot on goal. Oh, Sutter looking for purchase in front, but the pass to PSD. Good positioning in front. Shot from Majors on goal. Easily gloved down by that goalie. Maybe looking for a juicy rebound of some sort, but Purchase line out there. Purchase chips it back top to Gogol. He doesn't see the lane to shoot, so he pokes it down into the corner. Sutter's there, pass to nobody. The right idea, but nobody was there. PSD covers those lanes. That shot was open last night, but certainly not against PSD. Majors has some time and sends it down into the corner. Sutter runs into a kid. Little incidental contact. Hopefully Sutter's okay. I thought he was getting off a little bit slowly, but he seems okay. Maddox is out there now with the Fisher lines back out there. Stanley will play it back behind the net to McKiddo. McKiddo to Maddox. Maddox started the breakout too late on that pass too. Passes need to be sharper and quicker decisions made. PSD closes these gaps very quickly. Puck, slipped out to PSD. How they try and get in. Good job by Stanley to break it up, but All right, Fish comes out with it. Fish looking to establish something. He passes it up to Maddox. Bouncing puck, hard to control. Goes through several players all the way down. Fisher's first to get there from his forward position. Sends it back down into the corner. 5:50 left in the first period. PSD comes out with it. Sticked aside by Jordan. Good play there. Fisher with some time pops it back into the corner to McKiddo. He tries to get it up to Hoyt. The puck is bouncing all over. PSD with just good pressure to keep it in the zone. Boys just can't get it out. Maddox is not able to close that gap and get it out. My goodness, the sticks. Stanley pitches it up. Now we got a 2-on-1 developing. Good. Oh! Goal! Good job. The speed of Maddox and Hoyt connect again. I thought Maddox was going to be late to get that pass across. He finally got it, and Sorensen fakes forehand. It goes backhand. Couldn't tell, but what a great play by that duo. Maddox, good job, makes that pass, and Hoyt stretches it, and good goal by Sorensen. We're all tied up at 1. 5 minutes left in the first. Draws one back. King sends it in. Down into the corner, Bevan gives chase. Oh no, he falls down, does Coffey at the blue line. Gets some good support by Canapari, fishes it up to Bevan. Bevan on the forecheck, gives chase, sealed off by that PSD player. Bevan, good press to the front, oh my goodness gracious. Tarbert puck on his stick and counted to 5 and then shot. All the time in the world, and maybe he's a little surprised he had the puck. Coffey with some speed. Oh, bouncing puck. Bevan closes on it. He gets there, sends it down into the corner. Tarbert on the forecheck. So is Bevan, chipped up to the point. Coffey there. Shot deflected down into the corner. PSD starting the breakout. King intercepts. Good work by King to break that up. Puck loose at his feet. Baker with some bother now too. Baker line's in process of coming out there. Baker, good job on the forecheck, and that puck is sent in and out, and we'll have a face-off at center ice. A little bit of an extra bounce in the step by the Valor Eagles. After tying it up, 4 minutes left in the first period, 4:07 to be exact. Baker line out there, Bodine and Dawson Charles working with them. PSD controls another draw, and that one's flipped up into the PSD bench. PSD's really been winning these face-offs and controlling the action. Dawson Charles taking this face-off now, changed it up a little bit. One shot, oh, Baker with a good screen in front. Can't keep it in, Bodine tries. Played by Majors, backhanded up to Dawson. Cross-ice pass just out of Bodine. He manages to get to it. Turns and spins around, so tries to get it up top, but fans on that play. Dawson dibbles around with the puck. Now D-to-D pass to Gogo. He catches it. Where's the spacing? And Gogo just passes it directly to the other team. There's nobody there on the break or anything. Definitely some, oh, misplayed. Now here we go, going the other direction. Dawson turns around and gets sealed off. That drop pass was, nobody was there. PSD skating it with themselves. Tons of space now. This kid skates it all the way up from his own zone. Shot saved by Jordan. That looks like something you're gonna see in Squirt AA. And then Stanley pass sends it all the way down for an ice. So some loose play there. I don't think that second line has still quite found their chemistry yet. The passes are a little bit off, and the drop passes and the movement's not quite there. Fisher line back out there, 3:02 left first period. Draws one back and controlled again by PSD. Shot wide, big, huge, big rebound. Pitched out by Hoyt, doesn't make it out. Yeah, it does. Now here comes Maddox with some speed up the side. Look at the acceleration. Shot goes over the net. But man, the speed and the acceleration by Maddox bounces off one. He's angry now. Good play by Fish to keep it in. Back to Maddox. Drop pass to Hoyt. Hoyt fakes like he's going. He gets a little bit caught up and he pitches it in way deep to Maddox. Good job by the boys keeping it in. Up to McKiddo. Shot save. Big, huge blocker save. Comes all the way out to the midline, and then here comes PSD going the other direction. Sticked aside by Jordan. 2:12 left first period. PSD with another shot on goal. Gloved aside by PSD, but they're still working back behind the net. Fisher comes out with it. Hoyt kicks it out up to Maddox. Tail end of a shift. He's going to now send it in, and now we have some new boys on the ice. There's Deep on the forecheck, gets past Deep. Good job by King to send it off the boards. Now it's pitched in. There's King. He plays it, keeps it in the neutral zone. Pitched in by Deep. Purchase gives chase. Sent back across, and now here's PSD trying to organize the breakout again. King goes cross ice, and that will likely be an ice. Good idea there by King. The angle was slightly off, and it went a little deeper into the zone versus bouncing off the boards. 1:21 left first period, a goal for each side. Canapari out there. Canapari wins the draw over to Coffey. Coffey tries to get it out to Bevan. I think he whiffed on that a little bit. Now the puck's back in the corner. The boys are going the other direction. Coffey skates it out. Can't get it out. Finally gets it out. Tarbert gives chase. PSD D to D, gently tapped in. Bevan with some, backhands it in, but a little bit of a crowded area. That could have been an interference call by King. Good play by Coffey to get his boot, and unfortunately it's a big, wide rebound, but fortunately that shot, speaking of wide, was about 3 feet wide of the goal. Here comes Coffey, skates it, oh no! Coffey skates it out and chips it in from his own blue line for another icing call. That's a peculiar play. I think he was thinking about dumping it in. You can't really dump it in from your own D zone though. He had a little more space. 38 seconds left in the first period. Fisher line back out there. Puck pops out. McKiddo back to Maddox, but that puck is left loosely. Stanley gets there. He sends it back down into the corner. Puck sent back. We've got a broken stick. That's Fisher's stick is broken. Maddox looks to try and organize the breakout. Puck stays back down deep. 13 seconds. Maddox is keen to just get it out to the neutral zone, and that will be a penalty. So we'll see the first special teams action of the Valor Eagles here as the PP1 unit comes out on with 9 seconds left in the first period. And this is a tough time to take a penalty actually, because when they make that ice, the ice is a little bit sticky and it's a little bit harder to run the power play coming right off the fresh Zam. So 9 seconds, let's see if they can get a face-off win and maybe dump one in, take the lead going into first intermission. Pops out, puck's loose down in the corner. Hoyt back up top to Maddox. Down to Sorensen and can't get a shot off. So we will go to the locker rooms after first period, 1-1. And the shots on goal are 9 for the Stars and 8 for your Eagles. So with that, we'll get a fresh ice make, maybe stall a little bit coming out of the locker room to give the ice a little bit better time to freeze. And the boys will start the second period with a man advantage, and that will go on for the first minute 50 of the second period. We'll take a break for an ice make, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes. by, I think, by 4. So I'll probably be out of here by 3:30 or 3:45. And I'm going to have to close over. Got that? And I just got you. So then I'll call you the next, yeah, I'll call you the next on how that looks. And then we're going to look at all some of the issues. So I don't know. What the preparation was up here. So, let's play that by And we're back with the boys on the power play for a minute 50. Let's get her going. Maddox wins the draw. Over to Hoyt. A little bit of a fumble. Now he's just going to dump it in. Bodine gets there, but he doesn't get enough stick on it. That sticked all the way back down to the corner. Jordan's going to have to go out and play it. Shuffles it around to Maddox. Maddox, good play there to kick it to himself to keep control. Forechecker, oh no. Here comes oh, goal. And that is a bad turnover by Maddox to Hoyt. I think Maddox was trying to pass up to Hoyt, and the defender comes in, gives that defender plenty of space, and a short-handed goal is given up. That's not the special team goal we were thinking was going to happen starting this period off. Draws one back, control by Maddox, back to Dawson, back up to Maddox. Maddox cross-ice pass. Hoyt can't control it, and that is easily, oh nope, they managed to keep it in. Glove down by Dawson. Now let's see if they can set it up. He passes it up to open ice. Bodine comes out with it, and he turns it right over promptly. And now here we go the other direction with PSD again. They're going to dump it back in, and that's more than a minute is burned off, and this power play looks extremely suspect. Here we go again with Dawson. He brings it up. It's a 1-on-3. Stops, waits, holds it up, and now let's see if the boys can get it set up. Dumps it down to Maddox. Maddox, he passes it directly into the skate of the PSD star. Maddox dumps it into the corner, sticked up, and again, some loose play here by the Valor power play. And unfortunately, this is what we've seen the last several games. Now Maddox, I think you can tell the puck is sticking. Oh my goodness, and that is loose, and here we go, PSD the other direction. Fortunately, that's the defender on this power, passes behind Sutter. Sutter's gonna regroup. He tries to skate it in, he does make the zone, gets it down in the corner, and he turns it over. Right back to PSD. Oh my goodness gracious, might have been the worst power play we've seen. Some bad power plays this season, but against this good PK unit, I'm not so sure they got one shot off nor even set it up. Turnover after turnover by several different players. Unfortunately, one ended up as a goal. Sutter brings it in, cross-ice pass to Stanley. Stanley jumps around one, can't get it turned up, spun around. Now Stanley chips it back in behind the goal to Baker. He overskates it a bit, and now PSD's going the other direction. PSD doesn't make the turn, sticked off by McKiddo. It is all PSD, and Valor looks a little bit out of sorts this time. Oh my goodness, and Coffey ends up, that's McKiddo stays with it, tries to flip it out. I don't know if the ice is sticky still or what. Now Baker comes out with it, it's 1-on-4, and he passes it directly to the PSD star. He comes out with it, tries to go around one, 1-on-4. Joey is still working. That puck is not sliding, and I think that's catching up with this Eagles. King back in the corner, plays it back to Coffey. Coffey up to Bevan. Baker is still out there on the ice, and that goes up into the netting. 13:52. The first 3 minutes of this period do not look very splendid for the Eagles. That's a dream scenario, I guess, starting the period off on a power play. But I guess the ice is not quite too frozen yet. PSD wins, controls the puck, control it back behind their net, and now here they are in the breakout. They make the zone. PSD's pass sticked aside by Jordan. Boys are working down in the corner. Coffey gives battles, fishes it out to the back, backhanded by King, but nobody is there. Pass out in front as nobody is there again. Bevan finally gets there. Boys cannot get it out of the zone, kept in by PSD. Now they get it out. Bevan avoids a hit. PSD through the neutral zone with some speed. Kicks out to the middle. Fortunately, that Tarbert tries to get it out. He gets tied up, finally gets it out. Oh, Tarbert takes a big hit, gets really bumped down. Now PSD is going the other direction with some speed. Coffey and King are back. Passed out, and that kid is wide open again. Now Coffee comes out with some speed, and he reverse hits on that kid. Maybe a little bit of physicality is what the boys need. Purchase line's now out there with Sutter and Deep. PSD starts to break out. Deep stays with them, bodies him off. Pretty good play. Maybe some physicality, what's needed. Deep comes out with, oh, he tried to stick it up to himself with one hand and he was close. Sutter plays there, tries to keep it to himself, and he turns it over again. Shot in the corner. Goodness gracious, Deep backhands it, tries to break out. Sutter backhands it up into the neutral zone. Deep there to forecheck, and now back to Sutter on the side. Winds past one, winds past two. Now he turns and fires it in, but off a skate and doesn't get deep enough. Majors gives chase. PSD gets there first. Good body by Majors. Gogol and Majors working down in the corner. Gogol comes out with it, tries to stretch past to Dawson out of his outstretched skate. PSD sends it back in. Jordan corrals Major again. Pass and tipped up, and that's down into the corner. Bodine gives chase. Dawson helps out, but there's PSD turned over. Ay, 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 three kids run into each other, and Dawson gets laid out. Little bit late. That could have been a penalty. Sent all the way back down into the corner. Dawson gives chase. He's got some speed, and he gives some body. He gets a little bit out. Oh, stay clean here. Bodine battles to keep it in. Manages to keep it in. Bodine shoves it way out of the reach of Majors, and he's going to regroup all the way back behind his own zone. Goes one direction, and then, oh my goodness, and he's working back down the corner out to Bodine. Bodine gets around one, and he turns it over in his own zone. Goodness gracious. And now Baker pitches it back to himself, winds it back down around to Majors, and he just turns and forces it. No, I think that player touched it. Hand goes down, no ice, but they do get it out. Jeepers creepers, that was some very suspect defensive play. Turnover after turnover after turnover, and that's going to plague you against a good team. Dawson tries to pass for Maddox, and that's out of his reach. Maddox is out there with a lot of energy now. Well, that's what's needed. Hoyt out there, he swings, drops his stick, collects his stick now. Now PSD regroups, pass down to the middle. Gogol holds his position. Good job by Gogol to stay put and make sure there wasn't anything too dangerous. Gabe joins the fray. Chipped up to blue line. PSD shot on goal. Big rebound back out into the corner. PSD still working. Another big hard shot, but the Valor Eagles cannot get it out. McKiddo deflects it into the corner. Bodied by Hoyt. Kids are tied up. Backhanded up by Gogol. Here's Maddox with some speed. 1-on-3. Kids are standing there. Maddox can't quite get around. Bodied off. Tries. He does go cross ice. Stanley. Space. Shot. Deflection goes wide. Good play by Stanley with some space. Hoyt, that could have been a penalty there, no call. And now PSD going the other direction. Coffee plays it, puck down into the corner. Gets some support, now Stanley with it. Stanley has some time, good heads up look. Late pass to Maddox, but now Maddox is one-on-one. He's got speed, goes through this kid. Oh no, tried to go 5-hole. What a play by Maddox. Back to Maddox just underneath his stick. Coffee, he plays it now. The boys look like they have some speed. Coffee at Sutter. He makes the blue line, then sends it in. No call there. Sutter a little late on the forecheck. Wound around, and PSD gets there. Now they seem to control the play now. Deep with some pressure. King sticks it out. There's Sutter, can't quite get there. Flipped out of the zone, sent back in by Purchase. Boys regroup. PSD back on it, they flip it out. Glove down by Deep, he keeps it in, tries to body his way through. Man, they get it out to neutral zone, and Major sends it back in. Good play, some fast action here. Stretch pass is stretched to nobody, and that is iced. 8:24 left, second period. Man, that was some furious, fast action there. Canapari line is out there now. Drive, bounces over Bevan's stick. Puck is bouncing. PSD breaks it out. Gogol gives chase. PSD makes a line. Gogol tries to body him off. Majors tries to go D to D behind the net. Fished out by Canapari. Up to Bevan, looking for a stretch pass. Connects with Tarbert. Tarbert makes the seam. Side tries a sharp angle shot. Doesn't go in. Pretty good shot. PSD's going in the other direction. McKittle closes. Oh, tries to board it off the board to himself. PSD gathers. Now they've got speed through the neutral zone. He's bodied down, I think, by Bevan. Some bodies collide. Well, these guys looked a little tired at the tail end of this shift. Gogol ends up with it. Pass to Bevan. Oh my goodness, Bevan then turns it over. And if PSD controls, I thought they got it down deep. Now shot off, glove by Jordan, and that is a stoppage that the boys probably need. A little bit of a mismatch there. And a little bit tired there. Baker line comes out now. Maybe we'll see this line produce. It has looked a little bit out of sorts. Not quite there with the chemistry. Baker in the faceoff circle. Puck's loose. Fished out, controlled by King. King back to Dawson. Dawson can't control it, and PSD controls. That shot's on goal. Puck is loose. Back behind the net. Gloved out. Now here comes Baker off the board. Can Beaudin get there? Yeah, Beaudin's there. Oh, and he is hauled down. Goes into the boards hard. And that's a penalty shot on Beaudin. Beaudin will get a penalty shot. He went into the boards hard. Is he okay? And he is. He's hooked. Oh, and he goes into the boards. I see the replay here. And now we'll get the most exciting play in hockey, which is the penalty shot. I think we know which move we'll see here. I think this is Beaudin has had a couple of these. I think in the forehand fake and in a backhand lift, but we'll see what happens here. See some of the alumni there in the stands with the phones, and here we go. Beaudin skates it in. Tries to stick it in, 5-hole. The goalie closes it down. Swings his stick in frustration. Yeah, he was trying to go backhand and then tuck it through 5-hole. Went for the lift, but he ends up changing the last second. That was the one you wanted to tie the game up. Been pretty good on those breakaways and those penalty shots. Fisher wins the draw, pops out to Maddox. Maddox with some time up top to McKittle. McKittle, some footwork. Oh, and then he turns it over. That good work on the blue line. Now PSD's going the other direction. That kid looked a little offside. Gloved aside by the goalie. Oh, Maddox tried to go cross ice to Sorensen. You like that move. Puck's loose. Maddox scoops it up. He's got his other forwards with him. Drops to Hoyt. Chips in front. Oh, my goodness gracious. Gabe Fisher with the backhand sweep, but it goes way wide. Now here comes the Stars going the other direction. And that's it. They try that backdoor play. That doesn't connect. Hoyt scoops it up to the middle. Maddox tries to body through. He makes it. He's open in the middle. Could not corral that bouncing puck. And now PSD's going the other direction. Good stick by Stanley to break that up. Pitchforks it over to the side to Deep. Deep plays it, settles it down, plays it back into the corner. There's Sutter. He just turns and blindly fires it all the way down the ice, and that'll be an ice. 5:48 left, second period. Man, that penalty shot by Beaudin, that could have been the equalizer there. He's going to be thinking about that when he's lying in bed tonight trying to sleep. Purchase line is out there now. Perch fishes it back to Majors. Majors up, and that's a little touch pass by Sutter. It's a good idea, but nobody was moving. Icing's waved off. Gogol back behind the net. PSD gets there, ties him up. Good work by Purchase to come with some body. Gogol with the pass a little bit out of the defender's arms, but now it goes all the way in. There's Sutter on the forecheck. Good work by Max. Unfortunately, it's chipped all the way out with some deflection by one of the Stars. Majors leaves it for Gogol. Bounces it off the board. Sutter, good. Oh, yeah, there's a pass that connects. Purchase sends it into open ice down that corner. Stars get there. 5:03 left in the second period. Here comes Tarbert. Oh, a little bit of a late pass. Tarbert was wide open in the slot. Hard for the player to see that. Now here's Bevan. He gets sealed off as he tries to make the corner. Canapari line is out there now. Sent up and out by Stars. And now Coffey battles for it. PSD player comes out. King battles now in the corner too. Canapari helps out battling too. Coffey fishes it out, but passes it to the point, to the Star like a little, that's a big old shot. Save, big rebound. Bevan can't get it out. He tries to stick handle it out again, and that is sent all the way back down in. Chipped out. Bevan backhands it. That doesn't get out either. Boys cannot get it out. Finally fished out by Canapari and sent right back down in. Deflected on ice by King. King up and off the side of the dasher out to the neutral zone. But PSD collects, and now they're going to start the rush again. Good little move. Good job by Coffey to push him down off that play. Sent all the way back and around. King gives him some body, ties him up, pushes him down. No hands go up. Good play. Oh, PSD kids fans on that. Good stick by Tarbert to deflect that up into the stands. And we'll see a stoppage. 3:38. Valor caught a little flat-footed in their own zone, trying to figure out what they're going to do with the puck. Baker lines out there now. 3:38 left second period. Stars up 2-1. Puck's bouncing around. Major swings, tries to get it to a streaking Bodine, skates it in. Puck doesn't make it in. It's in, tied up in Gogol. Whoops, sorry. It comes out. Here's Baker. He's got Bodine with him now. Drop pass to Bodine. Oh, Bodine does not even get a shot off. Little 2-on-1. Good speed by the Stars to come back. Now the Stars are going the other direction on a 3-on-2. Good job by Majors to get his foot in the way. And oh no, this kid has snuck in open. Now it pops out to the middle. Shot deflected wide. Good foot by Majors to break up that scoring opportunity. Puck goes all the way back around. But the way the PSD works the perimeter and works the cycle, see a glove laying down there in the corner, and the boys just cannot get it out of the zone. Majors tries and sends it directly in. Gogol goes the other direction. Now it comes to Bodine, and he tries to get it out. Fans on it. They're not going to have enough for the long change. Sent all the way back down in. Played by Jordan. He's going to leave it for Gogol. He's had enough, and he gets it out, and that is enough for a change. 2:24 left second period, and we've seen that plague these Valor Eagles in these games, is the inability to get the puck out of their zone with any sort of structure, and then that's what ends up happening, is somebody just needs to rip it out of the zone to get the changes on. If this were NHL rules and you couldn't change the guys, it'd be very problematic. Puck's tied up. Shot, gosh darn, good save by Jordan out of nowhere. That kid with a good shot. Stanley tries to pass to Hoyt, and that one's broken up. And again, puck is down in the corner. Good stick by Hoyt to break it up. Hoyt's going the other direction with some speed. It's a 1-on-3. Can't get it through the legs. Backhanded in by Fish, but he doesn't get it. And now it's gently popped into the neutral zone, which is the proper way to do it. McKittle goes around. He's got two menacing him. Pops out Stanley helps Fisher back behind the net now, but now the boys are caught back and they look slow and tired. Back to Stanley. Hoyt to Stanley, chips it back up to Hoyt. Oh my goodness, Hoyt turns it over. Stanley just backhands it up and out, but Fisher's there to capture the puck. Shot 3 feet over the net, minute 20 left in the second period. Puck's left there, PSD comes out with it, skates by Stanley, and that's gonna be a trip on Maddox. Questionable call. Not sure, but with a minute left in the second period, the Stars will go on the power play. I'm going to call Maddox with a trip on that. Kane and Coffey on defense, and Bodine and Baker out on the forward forecheck. Man, did they look sharp on the last power play, PSD. Well, Bodine can't quite fish it out. He gets tripped down. Good battling, but he can't get it out of the zone. And now they can't get the box set up. Coffey, good stick by Coffey to break that up. Coffey battling. Now PSD setting up the box. The umbrella shot goes wide. Jordan with the save. Man, this PSD works the puck around very well in this power play. Shot down low. Good job by Coffey to fish it out to the neutral zone. And Valor's got the long change here, so they're going to need to change when they can. Good change by Baker. PSD makes the zone. Now they control. Boys collapse. Coffey, good job getting it out. And now they're on a 2-on-1. It's Dawson with Bodine. Shot deflected up into the goal. Dawson's looking for that pass. Wonder why it didn't get back to him. I think that kid's stick got in the way at the very last second. Oh no, that Bodine shot was just 2 feet over the net. And now after seeing that replay, I know why Dawson was calling for it, because that net was wide open, and that was another opportunity for the boys to tie it up. Draws one back by PSD. A little bit of a loose play. That looks like something Valor had done earlier. Good job by Deep and Sutter on this PK, and that should do it. 5, 4, 3, 2. And now PSD will start this one out with a fresh new sheet of ice, which is always difficult to do on this South Sub ice sheet. So they'll get that fifth defender on the penalty kill to start, which is the wet ice. And with that, we'll see you in 10 minutes after they make some new ice.
Good. He asked about more. Yeah, we said that you're here. So.
And we're back after the second intermission. 17 more minutes to decide the outcome of this one. That period, the Stars with 1 goal and the Valor Eagles with no goals. The shots were 11 for the Stars and 5 for the Eagles, making it 20 shots to 13. So the Stars certainly with the advantage on the shots and probably controlling the puck too. We saw Valor on the PK to start second period, and it went the other direction, so we could use one of those right about now. It always is starting out the second period, starting out right after the fresh zam, because the ice is still sticky. It's not fully frozen again, but here, let's get it going. McKiddo and Stanley out there, and Deep and Sutter. PSD controls, 45 seconds to kill. They make the zone, send it all the way down in. Puck takes a weird bounce off the dasher. Bought it up, and now let's see if PSD can set it up, and they can. We need that ice to stick. Good job by Sutter to intercept that pass and send it down. 24 seconds left. There should be one last chance on the power play for the Stars. They don't seem to have a lot of urgency here, though. 14 seconds left on the penalty. Sealed off by Stanley. McKiddo now with it, and he gets it up. Oh, just out of Gabe's reach, and they could have been going the other direction twice. Power play is over, and now here comes a Star shot, saved by Jordan. Saved by Jordan. Gabe comes in to make sure there's no extracurricular with the goalie. But almost a couple of opportunities to go the other direction. And I think that is from that puck that's just not sliding, a little bit sticky. Fisher line out there. Up to Maddox, looking for that stretch pass to Hoyt. He does connect, goes cross ice back to Maddox. All 5 Stars are back though. Hoyt blows a tire. And now Stars get it out. No, they don't. They send it back in. Puck is just not moving very fast. Definitely sticking to the ice a bit here. Sent in on goal, stick to side by Jordan. Puck goes back down in behind the net. PSD plays it. Puck is loose. Fish gives some body. Falls down on it. Couple guys down. PSD comes out with good stick to send it out. Icing is waved off, and the puck will go all the way back down. Dawson now on the PK. Dawson out there working with Bodine and Baker. Baker gets in the way, but the puck squeezes out. Shot deflected up into the glass. Baker gets there, so is McKiddo. Baker going the other direction. Cross ice pass to Dawson. There's a little bit better structured breakout. Dawson makes the zone. Down into the corner, gets bodied off. McKiddo's helping playing some offense. Goes back down into the corner. Baker gets there. He's got some time. Reverses it to himself. He's got to get that deeper, I think. And now here comes the Stars. They start the breakout. Good job intercepting it is Baker. Gogol's gonna slip it in. Boys go for a change. Dawson on the forecheck. Pass doesn't connect. Here's Deep with some space. Shots, go! That's a turnover, and Carson Deep is there to pick it up, and he does not miss on that one. Carson Deep, good 5-hole shot, ties the game 2-2 with 14-16 left in the game. Good shot there. You see Deep skate in, and that, oh, good shot. He goes top. That goalie was definitely screened by his own player. And Deep goes top corner. Good play by Deep to tie the game 2-2. Boys have some life back in them now. McKittle tries that outlet pass, gets broken up. PSD working it down in the corner, trying to set it up, and they do set it up. Shot sticked aside by Jordan. He's there for a couple of saves. Good job by McKittle working back behind the net. Pops out to Fisher. And he's going to skate it out himself. Up to Maddox with some speed up the side. Goes around one. Good work by Maddox. Couldn't get it up all the way around. Now PSD with some speed going the other direction. Maddox is back. Oh my goodness. Good. And just like that, PSD with a goal of their own. Pretty good play. 3 Valor Eagles were back, and all 3 of them follow the skater back behind the net. Nobody is there guarding the front of the net. That is a little bit suspect, and that puck just chips right out to the front. Jordan couldn't do anything about that one. And just when Valor ties it up, they give up a goal. We saw this against Monarch. Let's hope the boys can tie it right back up. Draws one in control by PSD. They're going to send it right back down in. King gives a look back to Bodine. Puck's caught up down there. Here comes Baker. Gets it up to himself. The boys are going the other direction with speed and numbers. Baker makes the zone. Oh, pass behind Bodine. Oh, just wide with Dawson with the tip. There's some good speed by this line. Bodine blows a tire. Leaves it back behind for Bodine. He passes, turns it directly over to PSD, then climbs on top of the back of that kid, and that is, no hand pass there. Could have been. Coffee up to King. King turns, sends it into the board. Nobody's there though. Now PSD's going the other direction. Puck pops out to the side. PSD plays it back up top. Big hard shot. Puck is loose in front. King comes out with it. Oh my goodness, stopped, knocked down at the blue line by this kid out of the air. Oh, good play by Coffee to break that up. Now they're going the other direction with Dawson at the tail end of the shift with some good speed and energy. Gets some support. Here comes Purchase in with some speed. He sends it down in. Valor did withstand that onslaught of speed by PSD. That line looked like they were tired. Baker and Bodine line looked a little beat up there, but down into the corner, Deep, who scored that last second goal. Deep some speed, gets bodied off. Sutter makes the zone, tries to stick handle through a couple. 3 guys in the way, couldn't make it all the way through. He tries to stick handle through more, turns it over. Gogol tries to get one in, and that bounces around and finally sent. No, it's not. It's kept in by Stanley. Good job. The boys touch up. They didn't need to. Slow on the forecheck now are the boys. Think they thought they had to touch it up. In the feet, and they finally fish it out. Batted out by Tarbert, goes all the way back down. Cross ice pass to Gogol, sends it up out of the reach of Stanley, I think that was, and Canapari's now in the mix, pounces up right out front to this PSD kid, backhanded out. Good job to get it out of the harm's way, sent right back in by PSD. Stanley's there, backhands it directly to PSD, and they're gonna set it up. D-to-D pass on the point, low shot, looking for a deflection. Now, oh my goodness, they couldn't, Stanley turns it over. Shot, good stick by Canapari. That kid had snuck in back door. Gogol with the body. Canapari can't get it out. Gogol gets up and tries to get it out and finally does. Holy moly. And that's another one of those sequences where the Eagles are unable to get it out of their own zone. A lot of hard work there, and the boys look gassed after that. 10:25 left, third period. Puck loose in the feet, finally controlled by King, tries to outlet pass to Maddox, doesn't get there, deflected up into the netting. And at 10:15, we'll see a face-off here. See if this top line can put together some structure and some pressure. Fish back into the corner, but PSD controls again and works it point to point. Man, they're good at that. Oh, good. Maddox was looking to pick that pocket and go the other direction. Fish chips it up just out of the reach of Hoyt. Goes all the way back around. McKitto gives chase. All the way back down. Good body by McKitto. Chipped out to Hoyt. He's looking for that chip up to Maddox, and that's chipped into the boot of that PSD kid, looking around like, what? He kicked it. It's definitely an offsides. Not so sure what he was concerned about. The refs confer. And we'll have a face-off right here. Baker line comes out. Who's going to get that equalizing goal for the Eagles? Draws one back by PSD. They work it back and forth, D to D, and it's sent right back down in. Coffey sends it back the other direction. Valor defense fight over it, comes out to Gogol, chips on to Dawson, but can't control it. And again, PSD fires one in. Coffey back the other direction. Oh my goodness, right in the slot. Good shot. Goal. And that will kill this Valor team, the inability to get the puck out of their zone. The defense gets the puck behind the net and passes it back and forth, and then somebody turns it over and just are not covering the guys. And that is a insurance goal for PSD in 4-2 lead, 9:14 left, third period. And the inability once again for this defense with any structure to get the puck out of their own zone. Time and time again, D passes it back and forth behind the net, and then it's turned over. The puck pressure by PSD. Stretch pass connects, but McKittle's with speed to get up there, keep up with it. Now some speed going the other direction. Pass doesn't connect. Sutter tries a stick lift. He doesn't quite connect, but Perch intercepts it, sends it in. And they're going to go for a change. Not a lot of urgency there. Stanley bounces off the hit. Maddox is back on. That's pitched off. A player deflects in. Maddox gives chase. Good work by Maddox. He's battling down there in the corner with Fisher. Comes out to Hoyt. Fish tries to kick it to himself. Pitches back out to Coffey. Coffey to King. Good little touch pass up. Fisher sends it back down in. No one's on the chase. Couple PSD kids there. Hoyt gets in the way. And now PSD, they can't get it out. Sticked aside by the goalie. Hoyt with the attempted centering pass, and he's still working hard. Oh, good pass to Maddox, but the one-timer is wide. Puck was on its end, and now it's turned and sent out. It's off of a Valor player, so that will not be nice. 7:47 left in this third period. Sound out to Coffey. He does battle. Couple of stars there working. Kane ties up too. He is battling to win that puck battle on the boards. Good work comes out to Maddox. Maddox up off the board to himself. He's going the other direction now with Gabe and Hoyt. Maddox, leaves it for Hoyt, just out of reach though. And now they chip it out. No, they try to chip it out. Can't get it past Stanley. Now it's sent out with Fisher covering, and Fisher sends it to Stanley. It's dumped all the way back down in. 7:06 left, third period. Bodine comes in on the forecheck. Good stick by Baker to get in the way. I think that kid was offsides. He was. Baker's going to regroup. Sticks it up to Dawson, who's standing there. Dawson will have to regroup. Played up, and PSD now makes the zone with more speed. Shot goes wide with some speed. Now Baker's got the, he tries to stick handle and just a late on that. And no-look shot off the dasher is Stanley. Bodain, he can't get it out, and he turns it over again. And now PSD collects. Bodain tries to scoop it out, finally does get it out. Sent all the way back in. Stanley back to McKiddo. McKiddo pauses back to Stanley. Bodain taps it, and that is sent down in. Baker on the forecheck. Puck is cleared out, and PSD back going the other direction. Maddox with some bodies that kid down. Kane looking for someone on the outlet. Nobody's there. Maddox is back, looking for the outlet. 3 kids converge, and now it's up to Hoyt. Hoyt makes the zone, backhands it in. Puck's loose in front. PSD with some speed collects it. Oh, Gogol misses a big hit there. Does disrupt the play. Pass going the other direction. No ice. Hoyt on the forecheck. Cross ice pass. They can't get it out. Backhanded up. The boys have some numbers. Backhanded, and that is not connect. That's a penalty. Yeah, that's interference there. Good call by the ref, and now we'll see the boys go on the power play with 5:25 left. Good play by Hoyt. We'll start off with PP Unit 2, which might be a blessing because that PP1 unit has not been successful. I was talking with some fans earlier and don't know the exact stats, but it hasn't looked very sharp as of late. So the 2-minute power play with 5:25 left in the third period is a good time to narrow that deficit from 2 to 1. Baker tries to play it to himself. Pretty good sneaky play there. Let's see if they can establish some control. Deep tries to get it up, and it's sent out. Good job by Stanley to cover. Stanley's going to circle back around. Back up to Deep. Sent back down in. Jordan's going to play it, winds it back around to McKiddo. McKiddo up, and he sent all the way back down in by PSD. Jordan will play it. Stanley back to himself. Let's see if they can structure this breakout. Oh my goodness gracious. Stanley passes it directly to the other player. Good save by Jordan. Oh my goodness gracious. What a save by Jordan. Bails out Stanley, who passes it directly to the other player. And Jordan waits him out and gets the leg out there. That might have been that second kid looking for his second shorthanded goal of the game. And now we'll get the PP1 unit out there, and they should have some angst here, be relatively angry about what's been going on here. Now let's see if they can break it out. It's a 5-on-3 now. One kid's in too deep. Maddox makes the zone, leaves it for Bodain. He winds it through. Send, goal! Dawson Charles, a little bit of a busted play. Bodain brings it in, back to Gabe, and then there's Dawson to finish it. I don't know who's going to get the credit for that one, but Bodain brought it in, and he misplays it a little bit, comes up to Dawson.
Number 21, Dawson Charles, assisted by 23, Maddox and 22, Hoyt.
And you heard it there, the assist from Maddox and Hoyt, although neither one of them were even close to the puck that time. And that is the equalizer, so 3-4, sorry, that narrows the deficit, cuts it in half. Fished out, let's see if they can get some momentum now, going the other direction. PSD, good play by Coffey. He's got another shot, here comes Hoyt with some speed. He makes a side, tries to go through the legs. The other kid had too much speed, and he's able to keep up, pops out to Maddox. Maddox leaves it in the corner, PSD's there. Fish with the body. Shot deflected wide by Gogol, back down into the corner. PSD's got this kid back behind. Holy moly, flicked aside by Jordan. Questionable change there by Hoyt. Able to cycle it out to Gogol, turn backhands it up to Maddox with some speed, makes the zone. Tries to make the corner, doesn't quite make the corner. Gabe looking for the pass. Somebody needs to provide some support. Back down to Bodine. He blows another tire down in the corner. We've seen that a few times now. Maddox battling. Look at the strength there. Pitches through a couple of them. Cross-ice pass up top to King. King directly into a boot. Baker, he's working down in the corner. Bodine comes to assist. Bodine ties it up. It pops out. King doesn't see it in his feet, and now we're going the other direction. Coffey tries to get in the way. Goal. And just like that, I don't know the number of times this has happened, but Valor scores a goal, and then they allow a goal within the next 30 to 60 seconds. Yeah, earlier in the third period, they score, tie it up, and then give up a goal less than a minute later. Dawson Charles scores a little bit later, and then within another minute they give up that goal. 2:58 left, third period, and the Stars with a 5-3 lead. So some good battling down in the corner there. Think they would come out with the puck and the advantage. It sort of chips out. King was caught on the blue line. Kane was in by himself. Sutter out there with Deep and Baker. Puck sent in all the way down in. That's an ice. 2:53 left. And again, another turnover, and that seems to do it. Now we'll get this 5-forward unit out there with the goalie pulled. Power play unit plus Fisher is out, plus Purchase is out there rather. Puck sent down into the corner, rimmed all the way around, and that will be an ice. 2:47, Valor pulls the goalie. Let's see if they can get that goal again to narrow the deficit from 2-1. And then we'll see what they do with the lines. Once again, oh my goodness. Pretty easy play there. Draws one back into the corner, rimming around. And it's, next thing you know, it's 3-on-1, and that will probably do it for the Screaming Eagles here. 6-3 Stars. 2:38 left, third period. Puck sent all the way back down in for an ice. Goalie is still pulled, so another man advantage for the Stars. So some sloppy play, I think, caught up with the Valor Eagles this game. Stars are certainly beatable. They don't look nearly as good as last year. Certainly a great team, but Valor can certainly keep with these guys. Draws one back to McKiddo, dances around up to Carson Deep, back to McKiddo, down low to Baker. Baker makes some space, deflects in, a little wide of the goal. Bevan bodies off. Good work by Bevan. Stars fish it out, bring it out. King sends it back in. That's in offsides. 2:10 left, third period. Extra attacker again is Purchase, way wide. Draws one again by the Stars. They chip it up, kicked out by Maddox. Stars come away with it. And I guess we'll leave the goalie pulled. 7-3. Draws one back by the Stars. They'll send it in again. No ice, and it avoids the empty net. McKiddo with some time back behind his own net. Dances to Stanley. Baker winds around one, bodies through him. Good move by Baker, goes wide. Sent back down into the corner and takes a hard hit to the head. Again, he's slow to get up. He does seem okay. That'll probably be a 2-minute board. He looked like he blew a tire and was going down. No, it wasn't. Just tried to stop and then they hit into the boards, and it looks like a looks like a 2, maybe a 5, maybe a 2 and 10. Didn't look too egregious, certainly not necessary, especially with a 4-goal lead with a minute and a half left in the game. Five-minute major for boarding. All right, we'll see 6-on-4 here for the rest of the game. Pushed out, sent down, no goal off the side. Maddox will collect, minute 30 left. We'll play 4-on-6 here. Oh, Maddox can't make the zone. Hoyt has to wait, now he goes cross ice. To Tarbert, Tarbert to Bodine. Bodine makes his own, backhands it in. Now gives chase, sent all the way back around. Hoyt gets there, let's see if they can get it set up. Spins around one. Down low, looking for, I think, Bodine, doesn't connect. Several people tied up in front. Maddox again up top. Winds around one, he takes a trip. And now we'll see a 6-on-3. For 47 seconds. Now this is where you want to see some good puck movement. Sutter will go on for Tarbert. 6-on-3, let's see some good puck movement. Should be a tap-in goal. Puck's one back. Maddox will work from his office. Shot. He chips it in. Now here's the Stars. Full ice shot. Goal. It's a 6-on-3, and Maddox takes a shot from the middle of the ice. That's an 8-3 Stars lead with 3 empty net goals. Draws one, Sutter will bring it in. He stops, and he turns it over, and that's sent back down in. And another empty net goal. And probably just let the clock keep going at this point. It's now 9-3. Not quite sure how you can't control the puck with a 3-man advantage, but whatever the case, that's what's happened. Now, if you look at the scoreboard, you think it's a blowout. Certainly a lot closer than that, but we'll wind the clock, and that will do it. 9-3 final.